morning, and please be seated. If you had any doubt that God loves High Point University, just look up to those skies, will you? It was rain, rain, rain every day. And then graduation comes, and look at this. It's a Hollywood set. It's beautiful. God loves you, students, and God loves you, parents and guests. Good morning and welcome to High Point University's 2023 graduation ceremony. Now look, today is a very special day in the lives of our graduates and their families. We all know that. We're proud of you and your accomplishments, students, and we salute you as extraordinary ambassadors for High Point University. Now this morning, we have a few birthdays. Let me explain. There are at least 14,000 of you on this lawn today. There are thousands more who are watching us across the country and across the world through our streaming service, and we welcome you all. Wish you could be with us, but thank you for supporting High Point University. And behind the globe that's behind us, there's several thousand people sitting. You can't even see them. They're watching us on those big screens. So we're delighted to have you here. Who would have ever guessed that High Point University would attract the best students in America from coast to coast and border to border, and would bring families like you who support us day in and day out and help us build a fabulous institution that's a God, family, and country institution that's the premier life skills university. So we have a few birthdays this morning, and you know about our tradition here. Students know all about it. When it's your birthday, you get a card from me delivered to your room, a Starbucks card, and your name will be broadcast throughout campus on our digital displays so everybody knows you're getting old. If it's your birthday and I call your name, please stand up. John Shoyinski, Kendall Lefevre, Marissa Livesey, and Jacqueline Reidenauer. Please stand and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's tradition at High Point University, when it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday to you. So on the count of three, everybody, all 14,000, and those watching us at home, 1, 2, and happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right. So I don't know, I apologize for all of you who are standing here. We put out 14,000 chairs, and you guys keep coming and bringing your families with you, and we love that. And those of you who are not able to come in this secured area and watching us somewhere else on campus, I see buses still coming in a bit late. We welcome you also to your home, High Point University. Now, 14,000 people sang happy birthday to you for. Happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. I want to recognize today some important people. Every person here is important and distinguished, and we love you one and all. But today I also want to recognize another group of distinguished guests. If you have served or are serving in any branch of the United States Armed Forces, would you please stand so we can thank you for your service, everybody. Thank you, and God bless you. I also want to recognize some fabulous people here. On the platform behind me are the deans and the provost and the vice president of academic affairs, and these individuals you'll hear from for just a moment, and the chairman of our board, Chris Henson, and the former chairman of our board, Bob Brown. We welcome you all. I want to thank the workmen's and the chairmans here this morning. These are the people helping us build a $100 million library and a $125 million dental medicine school. It's amazing how these families support this university. So, to honor America and recognition of the graduating class of 2023, please give your attention to the presentation of colors by High Point University's ROTC students, and to the singing of the national anthem by our chamber singers. I'm going fast, you'll see in a minute why. Gabriela Costa, who will be graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice, will be providing the sign language interpretation of the national anthem. We have a surprise for you in just a moment in the skies above you. During the national anthem, the Bandit Fly team will have 5 airplanes flying verifying information over Robert's Hall loan. We want to thank the Bandits and HPU parent Tal Holloway for his patriotic salute to our graduates. Tal's son Reed is a current student in the class of 2026. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand with our veterans as we honor the United States of America, and please remain standing afterwards for the invocation.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red rays were as blazing through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the invocation.
Good morning, High Point University graduates, family, faculty, and friends. Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, known by many names, heard in many voices, we invite your presence during our commencement exercise. Today, we join with heaven as we give thanks and celebrate the accomplishments of High Point University's 2023 graduating class. As we pray for our graduates, we lift them before you for continued blessings as they receive degrees and anxiously await to begin a new chapter in their lives. In Jeremiah chapter 29 and 11, Lord, you declare, "For I know the plans I have for you." During this season of new beginnings, we ask that you make their way clear, guide their footsteps firm, and remind them that you are with them always, all while instilling in them faith that your plans for them will prosper. Dear Lord, bless also those who have supported our graduates on this journey. Bless the professors who have imparted wisdom in them in ways that only may be understood with the passage of time. Bless their families who have sacrificed so much and now beam with pride. Bless their friends who learned from them and taught them as only peers can do. Lord, bless the leaders of this great university, many of whom have given much of themselves to our students. Gracious Heavenly Father, we ask that you teach our graduates your ways and fill them with an unquenchable desire to learn and live by your word. As we ask for your peace to cover our students, we also take time to thank you, O Lord, for their continued grace and mercy. Impart upon our graduates, O Lord, a spirit of compassion, purpose for good deeds, and service to those in need. Jesus, may today be a memory that burns bright with our graduates as they embark upon life's great adventure. May you be the lamp for their feet, and a light for their path. These things we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Left, turn. Forward, mark.
Please be seated. Was that cool or was that cool, graduates? You want me to call them back again? We're honored to have some representatives. By the way, just so you know, graduate, it had to be precisely on the second. I had a clock here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds on it, and a certain place in my script I had to start looking at that clock. And I had to stop exactly on the split second. So that's what you call doing what you got to do when you're under pressure. We're honored to have some representatives from the class of 1973 with us today. This class is celebrating a significant milestone this year. This is their 50th reunion. They will be inducted into the prestigious Cornerstone Club, a club that recognizes alumni as they reach this momentous occasion. Members of the class of 1973, we're honored by your presence here today. You continue to be a source of great pride for this university and for the Alumni Association. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your guidance and your continued support of your alma mater. Will the class of 1973 please stand, and ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming here this morning. Thank you for being with us. And now it is my honor to introduce you the president of the senior class, Ms. Shreya Rana. From... You have friends? You have a lot of friends. Let's see, she's from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. She's graduating with a major in broadcast journalism and a minor in theater. Shreya is a presidential scholar, leadership fellow, junior marshal, and a member of Alpha Lambda Delta, Alpha Psi Omega, Lambda Pi Eta, Order of Omega, and Omicron Delta Kappa. She has served as the student representative on the Cultural Programs Committee and has held leadership positions in Alpha Chi Omega Sorority, Panhellenic, and HBU Vision. To bring a word of greeting on this festive day, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of the senior class, Ms. Shreya Rana.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, President Cobain, Provost Erb, the Board of Trustees, our commencement speaker, Ambassador Bonnie McElveen-Hunter, and all of the amazing faculty and staff that made this day possible. Happy graduation day, class of 2023. Congratulations. I've spent a lot of time over the last year reflecting on my college experience, and I've felt many emotions about this day. There have been days where I have been so eager and excited to be standing up here, but there have also been days where I've been dreading this moment and so scared to walk across this stage. My time at High Point has been so transformative in so many ways, and I don't think we ever could be ready to truly take the leap and leave. Yet here we are, and we must leave. This stage represents a lot to us. It represents the years of joy we spent on this beautiful campus with our friends and professors who were able to pull the best from us. It represents the nights staying up late trying to finish that assignment by midnight. The years we spent with the people who would make us into who we are today, and the days spent trying to figure out who we are. This stage is the representation of all of our accomplishments and the completion of something amazing. So, I have been feeling every emotion under the sun about graduating, but most of all, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my amazing team of fellow officers, Francesca and Angelina Reel, Cooper Bywater, and Grant Hines for showing amazing dedication to this class this past year. I'm grateful to my family who is sitting here today for reminding me on countless occasions that this journey is worth completing. I I am grateful to my professors and advisors who have been nothing but supportive throughout everything. I don't know what we did to deserve the people who are always in our corner. There have been many times I've wanted to give up, and there have been many times I've felt like I'm not capable of achieving my dreams. The faculty and staff here have always pushed me to reach new limits, and they always remind me that I'm capable of anything. Thank you so much for creating safe spaces for us and being a catalyst for all of our dreams. I'm grateful for the amazing people I've met from all areas of campus. You have continually shown me the magic that this class possesses. The moment we spent going to class together, grabbing food in the caf every Tuesday and Thursday, or sorting out a life crisis in farmers. I will treasure those moments forever. The memories made over the past 4 years are immeasurable, and they would be incomplete without our friends by our sides. You are all such capable individuals that I'm honored to be sharing this stage with today. As I'm sure you all have been doing, I have been reminiscing about my time at High Point. I remember my first day, freshman year. I was trying to put my best foot forward, but I was terrified about this new environment I was entering. I never knew that on that day, I would begin to feel confident in my major, push myself out of my comfort zone like never before, and meet my best friend, all before noon. The Shreya from 2019 would never believe she would one day be standing before you having accomplished and experienced so much. High Point University is a place where nothing feels impossible. We have learned so much and acquired the tools that will make any dream possible. Because, as we all know, it is not enough to dream it, we must do it. And I'm 100% certain that you all will. As I look out to each one of you, I see the potential for who you are and the people you will become. It will be a hard journey with many setbacks and turns that we never saw coming. But if there's one thing I know, it's that we will find our way through and we will never give up. High Point had taught us that we chart our own path. The fancy titles and accolades are cool, but they're not what's most important. What truly matters is the way you conduct yourself when nobody's looking. How you treat people and the relationships you keep are much more important than the cords and the stoles that we wear around our necks. While the chapter of our lives is ending, our story is just beginning. Think about all the people we will continue to impact and the relationships we will cultivate because of the life skills we learned here. This is a hopeful day for all of us because the possibilities are truly limitless. As I leave you today, I implore you to keep seeking out opportunities to broaden your horizons. While our time in undergrad is done, we will continue to grow. Whether that's in grad school, an internship, your first real-world job, or any number of experiences. Never falsify who you are to fit into an imaginary box of who you think you should be. You attract what you are, so be your best authentic self. We may not be able to wake up 10 minutes before class or be within a 5-minute walk to all of our friends, but the memories we have will last forever. Speaking of memories, let's make one right now. One of those has to be good. We'll see. Thank you, class of 2023, for trusting in me and allowing me to serve you this year. We all made one choice years ago that would change our lives forever. We came to High Point University. We'll never forget all of the people who forged the pieces together of what makes us us. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you very much. What a great ambassador for our university. You know, ladies and gentlemen, a university is only as good as its faculty, and HBU is blessed indeed with stellar faculty, learned men and women who are deeply committed to the nurture of our students, professional educators esteemed in their fields and recognized in their areas of expertise. And I would like to ask the members of the faculty to please stand. And students, these are the people who guide you along the way and mentored you. Please stand and be recognized. We appreciate you, and these students are grateful for you. Thank you very, very much for your service and your leadership. Now I'd like to ask to come forward a dear friend of mine that the Board of Trustees of Hype University proudly today has chosen Ambassador Bonnie McElveen-Hunter as the recipient of the coveted and rarely bestowed on this campus honorary doctorate. Ambassador Bonnie McElveen-Hunter, would you please stand forward, right center stage. Dr. Erb. Dr. Bauer. I'm going to ask now Dr. Bauer to read the resolution from the university.
Good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to share the following resolution honoring Ambassador Bonnie McElveen-Hunter. Whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter is the founder and CEO of Pace Communications, the nation's largest content and integrated marketing agency, serving major Fortune 500 companies. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter was appointed by President George W. Bush as the United States Ambassador to the Republic of Finland. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter, as United States Ambassador to the Republic of Finland, organized the first Women Business Leaders Summit in Helsinki, which fostered entrepreneurship in women business leaders, and she organized additional summits in Riga, Latvia, and Amman, Jordan. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter was awarded one of Finland's highest honors, the Commander Grand Cross of the Order of the Lion. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter was appointed the first female chairperson of the American Red Cross, where she guided the organization's work through the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, Hurricane Katrina, the 2010 Haiti earthquake, and Hurricane Sandy. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter is on the National Advisory Board for High Point University. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter has served as a trustee of the RAND Corporation and is a founder of the United Way of America $1 billion National Women's Leadership Initiative. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter has served on many boards, including First Union National Bank, the Committee of the National Gallery of Art, the Washington National Opera, Blair House Restoration Fund, the Kennedy Center International Committee on the Arts, Museum of the Bible, and Ellis Island Foundation. And whereas Bonnie McElveen-Hunter's personal legacy and philanthropy were recognized with induction into the Horatio Alger Association for Distinguished Americans, which honors outstanding individuals and encourages youth to pursue their dreams through higher education. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees, the President, and the faculty and staff of High Point University herein extend their deepest appreciation to Bonnie McElveen-Hunter for her support of and service to High Point University. And be it further resolved by the Board of Trustees and President of High Point University that it approves conferral upon Bonnie McElveen-Hunter the honorary degree of Doctor of Business Leadership with acknowledgement of her remarkable career and professional accomplishments.
Just to make it official. We present this distinguished honor and appreciation for the humanitarian efforts and admiration of her business achievements. On a personal note, I need to tell you, I've been friends with this lady for a long, long time. I have watched her firsthand. I've watched her impact and influence in our world. She never says no when you call her to do anything and everything that helps humanity in every quadrant of America and every quadrant of the world. If there's somebody I'd like for our students to sort of emulate and learn to be like, it is indeed the Honorable Ambassador Bonnie McElveen-Hunter. Would you please welcome her now to bring a few words of encouragement to our students.
My goodness, I feel a little over-introduced. You know, when Nito texted me and said there was a 70% chance of rain, I have a friend named Dr. Joe Mullen, who was my minister. And every time I had an outside event, I would call Joe and say, I think you may have the best connections with the big guy. Could you please give us good weather? And about the 38th time I asked him, he reminded me, this is, Bonnie, the 39th time you've asked me the same question. I want to remind you, I'm in sales, not management. Today, I think he had a little impact on this gorgeous day. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, deans and faculty members, Chairman Chris Henson, overextended parents, and exhausted but jubilant students, I'm honored to be addressing you today from a university with 250% growth in enrollment, 450% increase in campus size, 420% growth in faculty, and 1,000% growth in revenue and net assets, all since 2005. High Point University is on the global map for transforming education. Yes, of course, it takes a village. However, when God wants to change a family, an institution, or a nation, his strategy is always the same. He puts a special person into a strategic place who can make a difference. One faithful, risk-taking visionary, willing to think outside the box, is all God needs to change the landscape of the world. I think you will agree and join me in saying thank you to President Nito Qubein. Thank you for that incredible introduction of so many things. My goodness, it made me think about the time Henry Kissinger came to visit me in Helsinki, and I asked the president, Tarja Halonen, who had just introduced him, I said, would you maybe tell me what you said in your introduction? And she said, well, don't say what I said. And I said, well, what did you say? She said, I said a man who needs no introduction. To which he said, yeah, but I kind of like all that stuff. So I stand before you as a grateful American, a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a business owner, a former U.S. ambassador to Finland, yes, better known as the Frozen Chosen. And by the way, I learned there were two critical elements to successful diplomacy in Finland: protocol and alcohol. I'm proud to currently serve in my 19th year at the request of 4 different presidents of the United States as chairman of the board of the American Red Cross, one of the greatest humanitarian organizations in the world, an organization reaching out to the least, the last, and the lost at their most critical hour of need. I'm honored to congratulate each of you brilliantly erudite, mesmerizingly sagacious, cerebrally beguiling graduates. By the way, I asked ChatGPT if there was anything that it would like to say to you all on your graduation day, and here's what it said. High Point University, #1 in innovative learning, where academic life skills are taught with care. Brilliant professors guide students yearning for success, their dreams to share. From a place where God, country, family, honor, and perseverance are pursued with heart, our future lies in your capable hands. With hard work and God's grace, anything can be achieved, a noble art. So let us raise our voice in praise to a place that molds us with its grace. High Point University, where many fountains flow in praise, a shining light in our future, we will always embrace. So all of you are the future generation of celebrating a nation that recognizes life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. No apologies from me on American exceptionalism. I believe it. I know it's true. And HPU is resounding evidence of family, faith, country, capitalism, and the free enterprise system. Many of you have your wonderful parents with you and grandparents today. Mark Twain said when he was 18, he thought his father was colossally stupid. But when he got to 21, he was amazed how much his father had learned in only 3 years. You, like me, will continue to be amazed at how wise your parents really are. I'd like to take a moment to also thank, from the bottom of my heart, Bob Brown, the former chairman of the Board of Trustees for High Point University, and LaTanya, who are here today. Graduates, you may not realize the heroic Americans that are part of HPU family. Bob Brown is one of them. He worked for Martin Luther King on desegregation, and he was a trusted advisor to Nelson Mandela in ending apartheid, and even paid to educate Mandela's children in college here in America when Mandela was in prison. But there's something else you should know. I met Bob 30 years ago at an IGA conference in Palm Springs. He was a keynote speaker, and I was inspired by his words, which I'd like to share with you this morning. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone can destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you have anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it's between you and your God. It was never between you and them anyway. Bob Brown used to arrive at my home on many Sunday afternoons in Greensboro, North Carolina, where my mother lived, with me after having a stroke and losing her ability to speak and was confined to a hospital bed. His arms were full of bouquets of beautiful different colored flowers. Yes, all from Costco, with the price tag still attached, and he would sit next to her and tell her how much he loved her. Isn't it true? People forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Bob made my mother and me feel loved, as he does every person he meets. Perhaps learning how to make people feel loved and appreciated is one of the most important lessons you will learn today. I'd like to ask Bob if he would stand so that we could recognize him. Now, I wondered what in the world had given me this incredible opportunity and privilege to speak to all of you today, and I could hear my mother saying, "Honey, it was divine intervention. You had great parents." My father was one of the original 7 U-2 pilots, truly one of America's great heroes and first astronauts, who flew over Russia at the height of the Cold War and over Cuba during the Cuban crisis. Never had I imagined the privilege that I would serve someday beneath those skies in Finland as a United States ambassador. Although my mother and father are both in the Lord's loving arms, I can feel their spirit with me in this very moment. I grew up in a military family, moving every 18 to 24 months, living in 8 states in Germany. I grew up rich in every way except money. My mother, Madeline McElveen, was the mirror that taught us to look for the good in others and to see God's hand in everything. Disciplined and unyielding her expectations of her children and her students, she instilled in all of us the power of personal courage, setting goals and achieving them, the nobility and necessity of service, and the sanctity of family. My mother was very direct in her choices. She would say, "You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it." She hated the word, "I'll try." All of her life, Mother had been told by her 4 brothers that she was ugly, and she looked just like a giraffe. So growing up as the youngest, she was convinced her older brothers must be right. In fact, she was so self-conscious that about her long neck that she would swim with a towel around it. My mother was one of 8 children and the first to go to college. And while attending Winthrop College, she was thrilled to learn one of her heroes, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, the wife of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was coming to speak. She was finally going to meet someone uglier than she was. My mother went hours early to make sure she could get a seat on the front row. When Eleanor arrived, Mother said she was not disappointed. Eleanor Roosevelt was ugly. However, when she started to speak, Mrs. Roosevelt became one of the most beautiful women my mother had ever seen. That day, Eleanor said something that transformed my mother's life and then mine as well. No one can make you feel anything without your consent. Not inferior, not insignificant, not even ugly. She taught us that we never walk alone and taught us to pray. I can see her kneeling beside her bed with her large print white Bible open. There was no prayer too large or insignificant. Yes, she even prayed for parking spaces. Some people are so heavenly bound they're no earthly good, but Mother was earthly good, and her passion was really for all of you, for her students, and for preparing for success in your life. Everyone has a foundation upon which they build their life. My foundation was built on my mother's pearls of wisdom, and I'd like to share them with you. Time is precious. Use it wisely. Mediocrity is the greatest sin. Work is the greatest privilege. Failure is a comma, never a period. And can't is a word that does not exist. In fact, my mother had my brother, sister, and I write the word can't on a piece of paper, put it in a shoebox, took a shovel to the backyard in Bossier City, Louisiana, instructed us to dig a hole, put the shoebox with the words can't in them, and we buried them in Bossier City, Louisiana. So when someone says to me it can't be done, I think it has already received full burial rites. When I graduated from Stevens College in Columbia, Missouri, the commencement address was given by Betty Friedan, the author of The Feminine Mystique. I don't remember any details of the message except one critical piece of information. The only limitation on your success is self-inflicted. Let me say that again. The only limitation on your success is self-inflicted. In October of 1972, at the age of 22, wearing a polyester pantsuit and driving a powder blue Pinto, I thought was the ultimate driving machine. I moved to Greensboro, a city I had visited only once, to start Pace magazine for an airline called Piedmont. Little did I know I had heeded my grandfather's very wise advice: it's more important to select your partners than to select your business. Pace started with 1.5 employees, myself and a part-time assistant, and this year, I'm proud to say, we will turn 50 years old. But I'm not only proud of what we do, it's who we are and how we do it. We have built Habitat for Humanity houses. We started the first women's $1 billion leadership giving for United Way, now called Women United, which is, by the way, on its second $1 billion. And we tithe 15% of our income to our community. This is to plant a seed, because someday you will know, as I know now, that all you ever really keep is what you give away. Success can only truly be enjoyed when it's partnered with significance. Mother taught my brother, sister, and me that there are basically 2 days, most important days in your life: the day you're born and the day you understand why. She also taught us to look up, pray up, and stand up for what is right. Every one of you will be called to do something in this life. And we all need, for the future, to realize that we are pencils in the hand of a divine creator, and hoping that those letters are love letters to a broken world. All of us come to the revelation that it is in our inadequacy, insignificance, and brokenness that God meets us at our greatest hour of need. He uses us and loves us, even when we do not love and acknowledge him in return. Some of you here today will be called to do great things, but all of us are called to do small things with great love. I'm grateful for the life as an entrepreneur, which opened the door to diplomacy and then the world of philanthropy, and has given me the privilege to stand before you. But I confess to you, in those quiet moments of reflection on my own life, I do sometimes wonder whether I've really made a difference. The applause dies. Achievements are forgotten. Many of us will never achieve national acclaim, and there may even be a nagging suspicion somehow we could have done better and achieved more. But what will you remember? Name the 5 wealthiest people in the world. Name the person who split the atom. Name 5 people who have won the Nobel or Pulitzer Prize. How'd you do? The point is, none of us remember headlines of yesterday. These are no second-rate achievers. They were the best in their fields. But I wonder, will you remember these? Name a teacher who aided your journey through school. Name one person at High Point University who gave you a helping hand in a time of need. Name a soldier, perhaps a family member, who fought to secure freedom for you and me. Easier? The lessons is really that people who make a difference in our lives are not the ones with the most credentials or the most money or the most awards. They are the ones who care and put their caring into action. At every dinner in Helsinki, as we entertained guests from around the world and our Finnish friends, my mother would ask the guests to express their gratitude and caring by calling their mother when they got home and telling her, "I love you." Don't forget this weekend to express your gratitude. Tell your mother, father, a teacher, or someone who believes in you, tell them, "I love you." You will be glad you did. Today, graduates, I hope that I have challenged you to perhaps dare more boldly and to venture onto wider seas, because the road to success is not straight. There is a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, and caution lights called family. You will have flats called jobs, but if you have a spare called determination, an engine called perseverance, insurance called faith, and a driver called God, you will make it to a place called success, and most importantly, significance. Thank you for the honor of being with all of you today. May God bless each of you at High Point University, and may God bless America.
Madam Ambassador, thank you very much for the wisdom of your words and modeling of your example. We appreciate you deeply, and we thank you for your friendship to High Point University. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the moment you have all been waiting for. The truth of the matter is, past speakers, as you know, were people like Daniel Lubitsky, St. Marshall, the CEO of Dallas Mavericks, Josh Groban, internationally acclaimed singer, broadcast legend Tom Brokaw, Condoleezza Rice, the late General Colin Powell, former Secretary of State, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and National Security Advisor, former First Lady Laura Bush, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple Computer, Her Majesty Queen Noor of Jordan, NASA astronaut, Dr. Buzz Aldrin, the list goes on. And today we added another distinguished speaker to this list, and we're very, very grateful for her being with us. So, students, we're finally at the moment you have been waiting for. And this is the recognition of your achievements and bestowing upon each of you the degree of graduation. So now I call on Dr. Dan Erb to begin this ceremony.
Will the candidates receiving the master's degree please stand? Mr. President, each of these candidates has completed the requirements for the Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, or Master of Science in Athletic Training degree. Each has been approved by the faculty, and each has been certified by the Registrar of the University. I present them to you for the awarding of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Board of Trustees of High Point University, I hereby confer upon you the master's degree with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
Mohammed Al-Azawi. Ryan David Ali. Grace Tango Amend.
Addison Antico.
Colleen Elizabeth Arnold. Katie Lynn Baker. Jackson Vaughn Barnes. Titha Renee Bates. Erica Bell. Domenico Piero Belushi. Marissa Lanice Blakely. Cade Robert Bowden. Leah Rose Bonner. Leah Camille Boulos. Chloe Elizabeth Boyle.
Cole Briskin.
Meredith Louise Burgess. Brian Campbell. Allison Christine Carroll. Isabella Hope Caruso. Cara Joyce-Ann Chapman. Blair Teresa Clodier. Cassie Lauren Cook. Caroline Harrison Craven. Emmy Taryn Cristiano. John Patrick Curtin. Kerrigan Lee Dahl. Ian Daniel. Rector Thompson Davil II. Madison Page Amy Dematos. Ariana Page Den Thiel. Helen Marie Dodato. Nathan Lee Downey. Rihanna Lynn Dozier. Mariam Liswer Dyer. Jordan Taylor Lauren Edwards. Julia Grace Edwards. Emily Veronica Eiler. Andrew Charles Elner. Connor James Entwistle. Robin Lynette Every. Tasha Renee Ewell. Josiah Carl Faison. Michael Taylor Phantom.
Jordan Fales.
Zachary Alexander Foy. Naomi Jean Octavia Foster. Arhantula Alexandra Fatakos. Xavier L. Freeman. Trevor John Goronsky. Victoria M. G. Hannah Kate Geller. Olivia Holloway Gibbs. Brooke Lindsay Newman Gold. Peyton Banks Grady. Brandon Matthew Godsell. Alexander William Molisco. Connor James Mullen.
Sarah Miller Graham.
Jason Gregory Haber. Meredith Caroline Haddock. Haley Valentine Hakes. Cameron Michael Hall. Jason C. Handwork. Ashlyn Nicole Hanks. Cameron Rose Harper. Lucas John Harvey. Caitlin Lene Helton. Zachary E. Hegedus. Maya Elaine Henry. Courtney Elizabeth Horn. Lindsay Madison Ickes. Gabrielle Marie Eidelberg. Brianna Nolan Marie Jackson. Kendall Catherine Jacobs. Caitlin Elizabeth James. Jacob Albert Janik. Arne Linnell Louise Johnson. Mark William Johnson. Sarah Louise Johnson. Therian Marcel Jones. Erica Nicole Journey Harrelson. Sarah Rose Kahn. Caroline Patricia Keeley. Eric Vincent Kender. Alex Pearson Kendrick. David Grant Kleinschuster. Morgan Elizabeth Klein. Haley Grace Kolbenson. Derek Frank Kucharski. Jenna Marie Kraft. Emily Marie Lamparelli. Bonkisha Nicole Leach. Paige Allison Lorini. Kendall Lorraine Lefevre. Kotaro C. Leonard. Jordan Matthew Levin. Matthew David Laymeister. Isabel Evelyn Leanblade. Philomena Ainsley Loescher. Thomas John McGuire Jr. Tatiana Manzella. Miles Desea Markel. Victoria Marie Morrow. Kendall Annabelle McClure. James Douglas McCollum Jr. Cale Joseph McLaughlin. Paris Raytrandra McLean. Sydney Elizabeth McMullen. Courtney Monet Meadows. Jake Allen Merkel. Gabriella Christina Mataris. Caitlin Amber Miller. Kaylee Grace Miller. Sarah Grace Miller. Michaela Imani Mills. Haley Rose Minahan. Isabella Karina Mistretta.
Mikhail Musi.
Daniel Isaac Moss. Ramey Patterson Nicholas. Whitney Michael Norton III. Jessie Marie Newman. Samantha Jill Novick. Christopher M. O'Brien Jr. Anthony Morris O'Connor III. Ellen Elizabeth O'Connor. Delaney Kate O'Donnell. Julia Ann Oliver. John Peter Osagi. Hameda Iman Alizeta Wedrogo. Rory Patrick Paco. Philip M. Paolelli. Dimple Rima Vijay Patel. Julia Grace Pitterino. Emily Ann Plant. Alexine Payne Platts. Philip Ross Andre Paulinet. Brooke Nicole Pomp. Joseph W. Price. Nia Melissa Rayner. William Michael Rawlings. Madeline Elaine Reichman. Haley Jean Remsburg.
Ethan Roach.
Lucas Henry Roberto. Josiah James Roberts. Casey Hogan Rothenberg. Gabrielle Denise Ryan. Vincent Anthony Scavo V.
Brad Daniel Schmidt.
Cecilia Alexis Schreer. Sarah Ann Shamoon. Christopher James Shea. Nicole Catherine Shea. Claire Virginia Schreiner. Gunnar Thomas Siegel. Alexander Joseph Sinkowitz. Gianna Carol Lynn Sparacio. Ryan Lane Stewart. Jordan Elizabeth Stump. Jillian Morgan Sullivan. Tyler Thomas Sullivan. Devin Rashawn Summers. Grayson Reed Sungren. Clayton Gentry Taylor. Jenna Elise Tomlinson. Michael Franklin Torr. Elizabeth Duncan Van Pelt. Lillian Don No Hun Vo. Melanie Elizabeth Wallace. Olivia Hart Waterman. Drew McNeil Weary. Andrew R. Weisenborn. Faith Imani Wheeler. Taylor Trinity Wilkie. Connor James Willens. Benjamin Deacon Wilson. Genevieve Marie Zip. Sarah Zulo.
I know some of you may be wondering, does this school have any doctoral degrees that they confer? The answer is yes. They've had their own graduations yesterday, the day before, and last week. And we have about 1,000 or so in graduate school, and that's growing by leaps and bounds. So we're proud of our master's degree recipients, and we will now proceed with our bachelor's degrees students.
Will the candidates receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree please stand? Mr. President, each of these candidates has completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Arts degree. Each has been approved by the faculty, and each has been certified by the registrar of the university. I present them to you for the awarding of their degrees.
by virtue of the authority invested in me by the state of North Carolina and by the Board of Trustees of High Point University, I hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts degree with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I will now invite the senior class president, Shreya Rana, to be the first graduate named in this group.
Shreya R. Rana. Olivia Patricia Abbott. Trevor James D. Ackerman. Ashley Elizabeth Adler. Sophia Tennille Allery. Sophia Hart Albright. Freddie Love Allen III. Reese Catherine Allen. Chase Nicole Alston. Raina Bliss Alston. Keenan Alexander Altoff. Jacqueline Elizabeth Ansbro. Zachary Thomas Archipley. Jessica B. Ash. Samantha Augello. Nicholas Azaridi. Elizabeth Butler Beto. Brooke Kelly Byer. Casey A. Baisley. Nicole Baker. Ava Baldessano.
Jackson Kidder Barnes.
Karen N. Bates. Jacob Scott Bauer.
Evan Bayer.
Randall Spencer Belcher. Natalie Grace Belsha. Benjamin Robert Berninger. Jack M. Bessignoti. Naomi Lynn Blow. Rebecca Ann Bonilla. Cameron Bortle. Shannon Alyssa Bossity. Alexander James Bouvier. William T. Bowles. Samantha L. Boylestad. Ava Soliday Bradford. Dylan Charles Brem. Robert Zachary Brown. Olivia Ray Burns. Terrace T. Burton. Rachel Mackenzie Butts. Connor James Cachivio.
Tyler Calkins.
Christopher Dean Kane. Cielo Marisol Camacho. Thomas Rust Canby. Ashley Makaya Candido. Makaya Kiera Cannon. Davis William Karen. Sophia F. Carasella. Jeffrey Scott Cashin Jr. Jordan Michelle Catino. Jenna J. Cauda. Lauren Elizabeth Cabert. Alexia Lauren Senden. Ashley Chalmers. Zachary Aaron Charap. Gregory L. Christian. Kate Marie Sanciolo. Donovan A. Cleffi. Hamia Carlotta Clemens. Elise Francis Kobe. Marissa S. Cohen. Alana Grace Colazzo. Anya Elizabeth Concepcion. Tucker Q. Conine. John Atkinson Conlin. Olivia Shao Connolly. Peyton M. Connor. Elizabeth Reeves Conrad. Spencer Riley Cook. Colleen Patricia Capola. Gabriella Anna Costa. Katie Marie Cothran. Noah Daniel Craddock. Rebecca A. Crawford. Carter A. Crisp. Claire Marie Krantz. Kelly A. Cupo. Drew Ann Dacey. Caroline Grace Davis. Maya Ann Davis, Nicolette Ann DePaul, Angelina Dionosia DeVellis, Elsa Lawrence Durkheising, Ryan Alexander DeTrolio, Alex Dennis Drager, Margaret Rose Duffy, Abigail Patricia Dugan, Sarah Marie Dunk, Anne Claire Edwards, Jane Catherine Eves, Stephanie Sophia Rose Ephraim, Elizabeth Keenast Eisenhart, Glenda Taki Emanuel, Lindsay Nicole Enright, Wendell Alejandro Epps, Carmela Lee Fagoni, James Neal Faircloth, Javon Robert Fields, Emily Teresa Fish, Megan Patricia Flynn, Michael
Ashley
Anthony
Lynn-
Fontana,
Ashley Lynn Foley.
Peter Kenyon Fontanella, Madison Rose Freitzel,
Michaela Rose Francunas.
Benjamin Sabatino Frattoni, Ashley Nicole Freed, Nicole L. Fritz, Benjamin Joseph Frondorf, Carmen Elise Fugate, Molly Catherine Gall, Hillary Kendall Geary, Emmanuel J. Gonzalez Martinez, Max Gibbons Gray, Taylor Brianna Gray, Caitlin Norair Green, Lauren Kai Green, Julia Vale Grimes, Jared Michael Gilmart, Megan Taylor Gutile, Haley Elizabeth Haas, Dante Hammond, Ryan Thomas Hanrahan, Lily Elizabeth Harb, Nicholas J. Harris, Addison Page Hartley, Amard Harvey, Danielle Alexis Hawkett, Carly Heath, Lindsay Hendrickson, Michael Christopher Henson Jr., Justin T. Heron, Caroline Hershey, Haley Ryan Hill, Grant Darrell Hines, Alyssa Denise Hodges, Abigail Marie Holanda,
Marlo Elizabeth Hemerson.
Cole W. Holliday, Catherine Lily Horn, Kayla Ann Horn, Sarah McKenna Hoyt, Christian Dung Jeng Shea, Zachary Mitchell Hurwitz, Chase Madison Hutchings, Eleanor Brett Hutchinson, Desiree Marie Irving, Chase Meredith Israel, Addison Anita Jackson, Jonathan Christopher Jackson, David K. James IV, Hope Emelina Janicki, Crystal Ja, Charles Joseph Jimenez, Sydney Nicole Johnson, McKinley Allen Johnson, Alec Morrison Jones, Christine Elizabeth Jones, Jenna Maria Giuliano, Alana Francis Kaminsky,
Carolina Noel Capper.
Miranda Keith, Robert James Kennard, Madison R. Kenoshian, Nessa Ann Kent,
Mega Nicole Kratzer.
Camille Grace Krause, Gabrielle A. Cuby, James McInnes Laborde, Nicholas Paul Lagonagro, Aiden Lancaster, James Travis Last Jr., Ferris William Lewis, Michaela Cheyenne Linsbeck, Devin Mitchell Long, Jamie Lonsky, Sean M. Lawrence, Ryan J. Macheska, Daniela Madruga, Kathleen Tate Marr, Virginia Ann Mariano, Sarah Dale Malone, Hannah Brooke Malugin, Riley Martin Mannion, Andrea Stana Mankowski, Joseph Anthony Moronsky, Rachel Lynn Martin, Nicholas Andre Massaleras, Aidan L. Massacre, Abby Deanne Matthews, Cora L. Mathewson, Grace Amaryllis May, Megan Catherine McCabe, Alexander D. McClellan,
Bailey Rose McCormick,
Kate Lee McDonough, Macy Michelle McFerrin, Declan John McGettigan,
John Anthony McDonald,
Jacqueline Reese McGee, Marin Shea McGrath, Kayla McKenna, Aidan J. McKeevan, Nicole Lynn Meering, Caitlin Marie Medley, Haley A. Mears, Elizabeth Diane Meister, Dea F. Meshry, L. Michelson, William Stephen Miller, Sophia Nancy Mink, Christiana Faith Maria Miratello, Catherine Elizabeth Mitchell, Megan J. Mitchell, Joseph Louis Moretti, Emily Page Morrison, Jordan Hope Morrison, Amanda Page Moss, Garrett Andrew Motzko, Ellie Marie Marusek, Riley Michael Mullen, Catherine Diane Muller, Mark Scott Muller, Brian Garrett Murphy, Jack Robert Nahagian, Jager Cole Nance, Regan J. Narwid, Jack Carmen Nathan, Alec Enrique Nava, Jason P. Newman, Parker Andrews Newman, Amanda Lee Wynn, Joshua Brian Noel, Jacob W. Norin, Julia Page Norris, Audrey S. Notman, Gabrielle Faith Nowak, Maeve Rose O'Day, Rebecca Elizabeth Ogren,
John Mitchell Osun,
Naomi Nailea Zavala Ordonez, Mary Catherine O'Sullivan, Stephen T. Oswald, Harrison Leonard Page, Dylan Frank Palumbo, Spencer Mallory Panzo, Natasha Lydia Pasui, Mario Sebastian Patrizio, Caden John Demetro Petchar, Kayla Nicole Pepperworth, David J. Pergamo, Aaron Kate Peters, Fiona B. Petraka, Nicholas James Petters, Antonio Miguel Pineda,
Isabella Grace Porter,
Thomas Shepard Poole, Ashley Jordan Pratt, Emma K. Rawls, Lizbeth Esmeralda Ramirez, Gabriella Nicole Ramondo, Bryant Elijah Randleman, Ann Eliza Rada, Ariella Marin Reed, Will H. Renzi, Matthew Reynolds, Janaya Kristen Rice, William Gray Rich, John Taylor Richards, Peyton Lynn Richter, Mia Louise Riggle, John West Riggs Jr., Dylan Daniel Reigel, Lauren Nicole Riley, Claire Warner Ripperger, Jacqueline Davis Rittenauer, Hannah Elizabeth Robertson, Christina Elena Robinson, Lauren Robinson, Ray David Cabalde Robinson, Emma E. Rolfe, Angela Kelsey Romano, Julianne Marie Roscoe,
Jacob Broth,
Kennedy S. Roth, Ellie M. Rotuno, Ryan Gallagher Roy, Brooke M. Ruffin, Olivia Lee Rugg, Jana Saber, Ava Elizabeth Sames, Brian Wallace Sample, Jaden Christopher Sampson, Kristen Ann Sasso, Catherine Elizabeth Ann Saunders, Caitlin Therese Scanlon, Kayla Madison Scarpellini, Amanda Scattergood, Callie Jordan Shire, Tyler John Schmidt, Elizabeth Schrader, Hannah Claire Scully, Julia Elizabeth Segala,
Jonathan Daniel Sinkier,
Daniel Shea, Kyle McKeever Shelley, Zachary Morris Schimberg, Savannah Danielle Shockley, Bonnie Jo Mary Shofady, Claire Alana Shirtliff, Justin Garrett Silverman, Jacob T. Simsick, Macon Mitchell Singletary Jr., Cole J. Singsank, Piper Lynn Soroy, Anna Grace Smith, Avery Caroline Smith, Grace Olivia Smith, Kathleen Marie Smith, Malcolm Dwayne Smith,
Michaela Danae Smith,
Michael Snyder, Alexander Joseph Soler, Audrey Jeanette Spainhauer, Colleen C. Stack, Julia Brooks Staffen, Michaela Stapler, James John Stathakis, Sophie Elizabeth Stazone, Sophie Caitlin Stebbins, Noah Dalton Stillman, Heather Lauren Stoffregan, Madeline Victoria Stokes, Ashley Danielle Storm, Lily Ann Stout, Haley Shausha Strauss, Saud al-Salah bin Sultan, Taylor Ursula Suppley, Caroline Marie Sykes, Grace Hannah Talbot, Kierce Hyenjun Tarmy, Maximo Edwin Tello Thompson, Caroline Virginia Temple, Ryan O'Neill Tenner Jr., Madison Tippett, Benjamin Tornicello, Kendrick Vin Tran, Austin James Trevino, Christopher Shuddy, Devonna Carlene Tulla, Holland Ashley Marie Turner, Anna Kate Turning, Cameron Rose Taberski, Skylar Eileen Ugley,
Christopher Joseph Vagone,
Lauren Yael Valey, Aaron Balashinas, Allison Jane Van Ekren, Matthew Christopher Van Vliet, Caroline R. Varsi, Shivani Tejas Vashi,
Anthony Vella,
Benjamin S. Walker, Morgan V. Watt, Tessa May Webb,
Dana Lynn Weisenborn,
Danielle Ann Welch, Hannah Melissa Wells, Abigail R. Whalen, Campbell Elizabeth White, Zoe Adine Wilburn, Kelsey Logan Wiley, Abby Gray Williamson, Delaney Elizabeth Wilson, Wesley Grace Wilson, Jennifer Nicole Wishneck, Xavier R. Womack Johnson, Dylan Joseph Woods, Lily Catherine Wright, Mauricia Ania Wright, Zachary Lewis Weimer, Kathy Kaishi Xiao, Corey Alexandria Yarbrough, Zachary Jack Young, Guangxi Yen, Valerie Rose Zahabi, Sierra Nicole Zavala, Chaoran Zhou, Emily Catherine Zilka,
That completes our Bachelor of Arts candidates. Will the candidates receiving the Bachelor of Science degree please stand? Mr. President, each of these candidates has completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Science degree. Each has been approved by the faculty, and each has been certified by the registrar of the university. I present them to you for the awarding of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Board of Trustees of Hype University, I hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Science degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Grace Catherine Todd. Jayla Abdullah. Jacob Daniel Abel. Lexi Joe Albright. Garrett Wayne Allewine. Kennedy Lee Anderson. William Gerard Anderson. Bashnuna Nadir Atia. Lauren Ann Ayers. Rachel S. Beto.
Samantha Catherine Balco.
Emily Marie Bargy. Connor A. Bass. Timothy Christian Beal.
Liliana Beecher. Liliana Rose Beecher.
Christopher William Benoit. Cameron Billups. Michael James Blanchard. Sabine Laura Blattner. Colton Evan Blythe. Lorenzo Boter. Sydney Brett. Cameron Bright. Caitlin Marie Brooke. Samantha Caitlin Bulmer. Jakaria Anaya Burdett. Mercedes Shannon Bushy. Emma Ryan Campsey. Ava C. Carter. Elizabeth Brooke Carter. Sydney Ann Kassler.
Jasmine Castanos Melger.
Olivia Grace Charman. Sarah Frances Clancy. Hannah E. Clark. Sadie J. Coachman. Larry R. Coaxum Jr. Alexis B. Cobb. Ella Patricia Cohn. Sean C. Collins. Yvette Cuevas Torres. Michaela Marie Warfield Cummings. Grace Isabel Curran. Jordan A. Davison. Jacob Mason Day. Grayson Deering. Nigel Matthew DeBrito. Alyssa Faith Deeds. Marcus Deknatel. Mackenzie Rose DeLongis. Helen Snyder de Wiesenbroek, Gianna Marina de Giacomo, Lauren Nicole Dinkla, Jeffrey Robert Dobensky, Jessica Marie Domincetti, Alyssa Grace Dowdy, Lillian Virginia Draper, Madison D. Dreiss, Gatesy Elizabeth Duffy, Lucy Marie Dumford, Justin Tanner Ebert, Amanda Blair Edens, Richard Blake Edwards, Joshua Alpha E. Canham, Gray Elliott, Jessica Rose Emmerich, Emily Rose Isopa,
Samantha Ethier.
Emma Isabel Eustace, Brian Joseph Falatko, Anya Sabrina Falk, Drew J. Faust, Victoria Ann Federico, Lindsay Warner Fentress, Anna Q. Ferraro, Abigail Kristen Fifield, Kelsey Arlene Ford, Haley Marie Frazier, Haley A. Freund, Michael Joseph Gain Jr., Ivy Elizabeth Gelhaus, Hannah Beverly George, April Rose Gesseroon, Margot Elizabeth Gibbons, Jezabela Milelis Gomez, Layla Celine Gudarzi, Kyrie J. Grant, Gabriella Elizabeth Green, Sophia Elena Gregory, Nicholas James Greiner, Alexis Bonet Haas, Kaylee Rose Hanneman, Jewel M. Hanula, Christos Athanasios Haramis, Lillian Jane Harris, Lucy Patrice Hartman, Morgan Grace Hayworth, Alexis Regan Heath, Jonathan Edward Heath, Marlo Elizabeth Hemerson, Sydney A. Henry, Jillian Rain Herman, Juliana Grace Higgins, Danielle M. Hills, Caroline Grace Hoffman, Jordan Alyssa Holcomb, Bryce J. Holloway, Kate Abigail Holman, Rihanna L. Hoover, Courtney Nicole Howard, Natalie Brooke Huber, Cynthia May Miriam Hunt, Brenna J. Ivory, Alexandra Elise Jack, Mackenzie Morgan James, Julia Elizabeth Jameson, Elizabeth Rose Joel, Abigail Allen Johnson, Drew Johnston, Layla Anise Stephanie Jones, Carolina Noel Capper, John David Keene, Olivia Hope Kiter, Aiden Kelly, Megan Colleen Kelly, Georgie Alexandrovich Klemenko, Riley Cobby, Thomas Theodore Colmer, Zachary Charles Kuntz, Megan Nicole Kratzer, Megan Elaine Lambalot, Emily Elizabeth Latanzio, Adam John Lawal, Andrew R. Lawrence, Carter R. Lefevre, Hope Lester, Courtney Allison Linden, Marissa Lynn Livesey, Kayla Elizabeth Lober, Thomas Anthony Lotito, Myesha I. Lucas, Shayla Luna Balderas, Taylor McKaylee Lynch, Samuel Julian Mackey, Daniel Adam Malloy,
Kendall Logan Cooney. Chloe E. Mandala.
Grayson Reese Mangum, Juliana Catherine Maniscalco, Madison Elizabeth Mans, Avery Marchand, Shannon Elizabeth Martin, Bailey Rose McCormick, Shannon Frances McKenna, Caitlin Elizabeth McNamara, Amaria Camille McNear, Afton Blythe McRee, Maria Grace Miggins, Alexis G. Miller, Alyssa M. Milliken, Ashley Jordan Morick, Olivia Ray Mountford,
Emery Grady Murphy.
Maya Nicole Muse, Jessica Marie Nanko, Charles Matthews Neese Jr., Ryan P. Nesselrod, Evan Christopher Normand, Anastasia Novembre, Emma Catherine Nowakowski, Nicholas William Nunez, Kelly Lynn O'Brien, Erin Stephanie O'Donnell, Nicholas M. Palladino, Matthew Patterson, Danielle Nicole P.A., Danielle Madison Perillo, Abigail Elizabeth Peterson, Ryan DeLon Faribault Jr., Laura Marie Piccioni, Hannah Louise Pickett, Adam Peaster, Catherine Elizabeth Polina, Sydney Renee Potts, Grace Elizabeth Prexis, Connie Rose Quagliata, Carly Witten Ramey, Sabrina F. Rayo, Justin Riccardelli, Grayson Richard, Angelina Marie Reel, Alexandria Renee Ritz, Caroline Nicole Rivera, Casey Alexis Romanow, Abby Joy Rome, Brian James Russo, Brittany Ann Rude, Maggie Grace Sally, Carly Erin Samuelson, Brooke Rose Samtman, Isabel Jane Sennell, Talia E. Shire, Luke Jackson Schooley, Samantha Dawn Scott, Emily Rose Skrennock, Sophia Elizabeth Serafini, Isaac Brian Shaw, Jenna Marie Shoren, Alexi Marie Silverio, Kylie Michelle Sky, Hannah Marie Smith, Sarah Welch Smith, Sean Blythe Smith, Angelina Summer, Amanda Spielberger, Caitlin Ann Stallings, Mason Stein, Eleanor Rose Stockton, Benjamin Andrew Stone, Megan Elise Sir, Blake Addison Sutton, Carolyn Spadine,
Casey A. Zarmok.
Jenna Tadeo, Christina Gabrielle Tanner, Rafik Tarbari, Catherine Grace Taylor, Avanthia Katerina Tarovalos, Anna Elizabeth Thede, Christopher Thierry, Amanda Lynn Toller, Colby Scott Treschel, Elena Troiso, Cleonice DiNardo Troy, Megan Elizabeth Tyrell, Leah Catherine Tyson, Lily Van Vliet, Julia Rose Velasquez, Brianna Lenore Veering, Emily Elizabeth Voigt, Catherine Megan Wainwright, Sydney Neal Walker, Lila K. Walter, Olivia Ann Walter, Rachel S. Watson, Ireland Shea Waite, Grace Weisenfeld, Madison Carol Whitaker, Mackenzie Ray Wiles, Riley A. Wilson, Anna M. Woolwend, Devis T. Wooten, Carrie J. Wright, Lindsay Ann Wynn, Alexis Lauren Yeagle, Krista Morell Younger,
Isaac A. Zilkowski.
Kaylin Imani Ware, Suad A. Zafar,
Danielle Ann Welch. Brett A. Smoller.
That concludes our candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. Will the candidates receiving the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree please stand? Mr. President, each of these candidates has completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree. Each has been approved by the faculty, and each has been certified by the Registrar of the University. I present them to you for the awarding of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the state of North Carolina and by the Board of Trustees of High Point University, I hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree with all of the rights and all the privileges pertaining thereto.
Foad Ramzi Abulhaj. Ava Mary Agela. Mishal Al-Hamad. Olive Robert Allen. Jack Arbutina. Ryan Patrick Ayers. Cameron Mark Beyer.
Brooke Kelly Bayer.
Jeremy A. Baker. Kelsey Elizabeth Barker. Taylor Nicole Barr. Dylan A. Bean. Elizabeth Beck. Madeline Elizabeth Beveridge. Michael Christopher Beal. Samuel Bishens. Nicholas Bolanos. Leah Taylor Bonner. Leanne Kim Booth. Liam Gerald Glenford Boyle. Sean Brancato. Hannah Lynn Brannigan. Connor William Brialt.
David Frederick Brestovisky.
Jacob Brewer. DeCarrie Lamone Brown. Hunter Hart Brown. Kennedy Rose Brown. Chandler R. Burmeister. Marshall Richard Burns. Ryan M. Burns.
Nicholas Bushnick.
Wilton Butcher. Cade Emmanuel Butera. Megan Catherine Byrne. Cooper S. Bywater. Cole Scott Campbell. Jack William Campbell. Trevor Lyndon Campbell. William Austin Campbell. Skylar Brian Camps. Joseph T. Caparella. Aaron M. Karasich. Caroline V. Carter. Connor R. Castillo.
Cole D. Chambers.
John Timothy Hoinski III. Mikkel Jane Clausen. Tyler Edward Coleman. Kyle Collar. Elijah Jonte Coulter. Tony Cristiano. Daniel James Croyle. Michael Tate Curtis. Emma A. Dalton. Emma Elizabeth D'Ambroso. Maximilian Horst Pedro Dam. Reed Parker Dank. Hugo Alexander Quinton Darman. Alicia Lise Dawson. Dylan Matthew Decker. Aiden C. Dennis. Benjamin Dertinger. Nico DeGuardia. Kira Nicole Dittman. Sydney Elizabeth Donahue. Robert Barrett Dozier. Madison Taylor Drobny. Madison Elena Dunn. Sean Egan. Isabel Ernst.
Brian Hayes Esposito.
Gillian Francis Fajak. Samuel Joseph Falzone. Riyad Fayek Farhat. Ethan David Fisher. Kaylin J. Fox. Brady Mark Francher. Lindsay Helen Gala. Alexander Harold Gales. Sydney Virginia Gates.
Reed Gobert.
Ryan Vernon Gavigan. Jackson Gearhard. Madeline E. Gerhardt. Jake German. Pierce Alexander Gonsi. Emma Lynn Grace. Wade Douglas Greger. Faith Asani Griffin. Janati Ariana Guevara. Ariana Alyssa Hagegat. Robert Angelo Hall.
Jack Tristan Hammond.
Andrew Robert Harms. Jenna C. Harms. Kelsey Kenna Harper. John Colin Harrigan. Dale Allen Larson Harvey. Joseph Hardy Heppard. Chad Robert Herndon. Brad Thomas Hill. Morgan M. Hinchman. Richard Kenneth Hoffman. Jonathan R. House. Annabeth Urkazan Houghton. Christy Lauren Rebar. John A. Humiston. Mark Timothy Hutchins.
Alfonso Acono.
Harrison Alexander Imran. Mark J. Anasio. Remington Alexandra Irwin McCabe. Emmanuel C. Izunabor. Jonathan Otto Jefferson. Boyd Jurger. Tyler William Jewell. Jack Madison Joden Siegel. Lauren Elizabeth Johnson. William Carl Johnson. Sandra Maria Kanya. Flynn D. Kearney. Thomas P. Keating. Catherine Grace Keever. Carson R. Kendall. Ryan A. Canali. Olivia Grace Kerr. Isabella King. Tyler Kingsbury. James Clark Kingsley.
Christian Ann Cosilla.
Ava Kennedy Scudillo. Devin Angela Tollane. Colin Kinsella. Ashley M. Klopman. Zachary R. Kolb. Shaw Colmay. John M. Kovac. Victoria Xiao Kramer. Emily Ann Krause. Morgan Crocta. Cameron Michael Lebrec. Harrison Reed Lanier. Reese Lapp. Bryn Lau. Cale C. Linus. Brett C. Lewis. Patrick Carter Libby. John William Linares. Elizabeth Josephina Licamelli. William E. Lisk. Chelsea Celeste Livingston. Rossi Francis Stevens Long. Jake Laura. Christina Ashley Lynch. Seamus Reardon McGuire. Constance Marino. Nicholas Andres Martin. Patrick P. Martin. Patrick Conrad Martin. James Joseph Morin. Thomas Jonathan May. Devin Thomas McCarthy. Catherine E. McCarthy, Morgan A. McLeod, Michael Samuel McCullum, Madison Nell McFerrin, Sydney K. McGinley, Matthew Sloan McHugh, Leonard C. McKeever, Catherine Emily McKeown, Charles Robert McMillan Jr., Mackenzie Diane McNall, Isabella Christine McNellis, Alyssa Kealohilani Medeiros Sandoval, Gabriela Maria Mahaffey, Gregor Amazaga Meyer, Ian H. Miller, David James Mohammed, Trevor Christopher Montana, Sam Montai, Sawyer Parker Moore, Alec Ryan Mosieni, Riley Nelson Celestino Murphy, William Jason Murphy, Kayla Jean Murray, Makai Muse, Corinna Nambiar, Brett Andrew Napier, Nicholas Napoli, Julia Grace Newman, Raymond Nee, Nicholas Nikini, Dylan Nono, Kiernan Patrick O'Connor, Christopher D. O'Malley, John Patrick Palaria, Jacob Jeffrey Party, Peter Joseph Perella, Nicole Elizabeth Patty, Brian Pedrozo, Corey E. Payne, Christiana Taylor Penn, Ashton Martin Perkins, Anne Marie Perry, Ashley Peterson, Shania I. Peterson, Alexa R. Patolio, Isabella S. Patrizzi, Kevin Wayne Phelps,
Dante Pacarazzi,
Ronald V. Pacone, Sarah Elizabeth Pizzarello, James S. Picorni, Olivia Grace Polina, Lance Andre Polonaise, Jessica Blake Potter, Eric Maxwell Carato, Adam Habib Denier Rahman, Abigail Grace Rushling, Brendan Allen Richardson, Vanessa Villanueva Richardson, Mark N. Richardson, Francesca Alexandra Reel, Alina Monet Rivers, Spencer Douglas Robbins, Sophia M. Roberts, Hannah Page Robinson, Carlton Charles Rochelle III, Braden R. Rogers, Fritz Rowley, Erica Isabel Rooney, Emily L. Rowe, Morgan Rubel, Maxwell Stephen Rushaw, Sean Russell, Colin Douglas Sardellis, Kyle Cameron Sarner, Christiana Elizabeth Sauer, Jacob Anthony Savino, Caitlin Scavone, Tyler Mark Schmitter, Aaron Margaret Schoberly, Kaylin Sarah Schulte, Anthony D. Savetti, Lucas J. Seeley, Jacob T. Sharp, Andrew Harrison Shaw, Dylan M. Shires,
Justin Colby Shaw,
Alexandria Rosado Shekian, Camille Elizabeth Shelton, Calvin D. Sherman, Michaela Autumn Shranatan,
Samuel Patrick Shane,
Emily Elizabeth Siciliano, Hans Sleipness, Amanda Corinne Small, Allison Bailey Smith, Connor James Smith, Eric Jacob Smith, Morgan Elizabeth Smith, Savannah Lynn Smith, Bradford Aaron Sebastian Sobelman, Abigail Marie Southall, Paul Joseph Speranza, Haley Alyssa Spratt, Taylor Ray Stileman, Fisher A. Sterling, Nicholas Stevanovsky, Thomas Brody Stewart, Haley Lauren Stone, Trent Joshua Henry Strachan, Lauren Wise Strickler, Sloan Strickler, Brent Danson Suggs, Clark Swatling, John Leonard Sweeney IV, Olivia Grace Swift, Gavin Tangi, Grant Teed, Luca J. Terenzio, Kaylin Rose Timmons, Andrew M. Thompson,
Braden Ryan Thompson,
Joshua Topper, Catherine Annalise Torr, Natalia Luz Torres,
Sydney Ray Treeful,
Madison R. Trudler, Natalie Diana Trigiano, Benjamin L. Terrell, Trevor James Tyrell,
Daniel Hubert,
Mateo Valencia, Tatiana Barbara Valente, Parker Monroe Van Voren, Elliot Robert Volsky, Austin Vora, William J. Von Dett, Annika Katharina Waffenschmidt, Nabient Richard Wagner, Mackenzie E. Ward, Ryan Wygand, Samantha Jean Weinrich, Brian Taylor West, Emily Sophia Wheatley, Tori Amir White, James Langhorne Wiley III, Colby Ryan Williams, Matthew Kent Williams, Jackson Matthew Willis, Ava Christina Wirtz, Kendra Ray Wolthouse, Ali Engine Yessel, Griffin Patrick Young, Mackenzie Doan Young, Morgan Journey Young, Tyler Gray Young, Zachary Edward Young, Gavin C. Zimmer, Logan Zivick,
This completes our Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree candidates. I'm waiting until all of our BSBA candidates get back to their seats before we continue. In a minute or two, we will recognize all of the graduates. Okay. Will all the graduates please stand, turn around, and face the audience? The Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Business Administration recipients may now move your tassel from the right to the left, thus signifying you've completed your undergraduate degree. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the High Point University graduating class of 2023. Yes. Want me to do it again? Okay, bachelor's candidates, just to make sure you truly have graduated, you may not have heard this. You may now move your tassel from the right side to the left side of your mortarboard, signifying that you have completed your undergraduate degree. Thank you.
Congratulations, graduates. You may be seated. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, you have been patient and gracious and respectful and civil. Those are values of High Point University, and we thank you, everyone, for the wonderful behavior that you have all shown this morning. It's not easy to produce an event like this with 15,000 people and hundreds of our staff and faculty who are working behind the scenes to make it all work. Now, parents, as we celebrate your students' transformation today, we must also celebrate the generosity and the commitment and the sacrifice that you have made to ensure your student walked across this very stage just a few moments ago. No one achieves much in their life without the support and guidance of others. So it is a tradition that on this commencement day, we provide a blanket which is placed at every graduate's seat. We provide this blanket to each graduate, and we give them an assignment. They cannot keep this blanket. They must give it to someone who planted a seed of greatness in their hearts, their minds, their souls, a mom, a dad, a first-grade teacher, a banker. Whoever it is who've influenced your life measurably, you should give them this blanket in the next hour or two or the next day or two. The graduate has to decide who this blanket is given to. And now, as we end the ceremony, now we've done pretty well. It's only 11:40. Usually we'd have gone 30, 40 minutes beyond now. I got to tell you, you've done well. Graduates, you did so well coming across the stage and moving it as fast as we possibly can, while at the same time, we honor each of you individually. So I thank you for that. As we come to the end of the ceremony, Clark the American Eagle will fly over our graduates, I hope and pray. Experience tells us there is no way to predict where Clark will go, but we hope that he will fly over our graduates to symbolize the start of their faithful and courageous life as responsible and leading citizens of our world. Now, Clark was hatched at the World Bird Sanctuary's breeding facility in 2002 and received this training as a flyer at a young age. As Clark soars over the graduates, everybody remains standing. We don't have enough insurance. As Clark soars over the graduates, Dr. Mark Foster, Chair and Professor of Music and Director of Choral Activities, will sing a beautiful song, and he has just received a wonderful award. Every year we honor some of our faculty for outstanding achievement and dedication, and Dr. Foster has just been recognized in a very measurable way, for which we congratulate you, sir. Dr. Foster will now sing America the Beautiful. Please remain seated.
Oh.
beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God man thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law.
You knew it's going to happen. You knew it's going to happen. Oh my goodness, Clark is showing off. Wow. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful event this morning. You have been remarkable and we appreciate you. Thank you and God bless you. Now please stand for the recessional and remain standing until the recessional exists all the way out. Students, after the recessional, you may then recess on your own to the side. It's a protocol of the Academy that you remain standing till the recessional ends from here to there. Thank you very much. God bless you and congratulations, graduates.